What you put in there?
Hola! What's up?
Hey,
Hello, are y'all streaming?
We are
we are.
streaming. Yeah,
Yes.
we're just shooting the shit with people.
Okay, yeah, that's totally fine. How
What
are y'all today?
Would you put as a
We're doing
topic?
good. This is politics.
Politics. You're in
Yeah.
the
Politics.
you're in politics.
Yes, sir.
You look like you're young. What are your thoughts on what's happening in the world right now?
In the world right now, well, I'm not too interested in like geopolitics.
Okay.
That's not really my thing. I like economics.
Okay.
Um, mhm. But I'm also a traditionalist,
Okay.
so I do definitely have opinions on like what's going on socially currently. But I think that oh, I mean that's such a broad question. Like,
Yeah,
can you
yeah.
narrow that
Well,
down
let me
some?
let me narrow it down a little bit for you. How do you feel right now about some of the things that are the mandates that are being put in place to possibly keep the schools from opening back up? What do you
Oh
think?
yeah, that's ridiculous. That's horrible. I mean, if well, they are public entities, right? So that's the issue. Is if the government wants to restrict them, they can. They're public entities. I don't think that the school system should be run publicly. Um, so I don't think that the government should have anything to say with what happens in schooling at all or in any form of education.
Oh, wow.
Um, but technically, if they want to shut them down, they can because it's a publicly run entity, right?
Are you in school?
I'm in college.
Okay.
Mhm.
Where do you go to school? Or what do you don't have to say where. What are you studying? What are you studying?
Well, I'm studying biomedical engineering and economics.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. What is your aspiration? What do you want to become?
I want to be a housewife and homeschool my children, actually. So,
You want to
Okay.
be the most well-educated housewife in the history of housewives, right?
yeah, I mean,
Okay, well that's
yeah,
good. Obviously, you're going to raise some responsible citizens
I hope so.
as children. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
I've
Well,
got two kids. One of them, one of them's in elementary school. The other one is we
Oh,
are. It's mask optional.
mm,
Literally 2 miles away from where my youngest one goes, county, they are mask mandatory. My friend has
mhm.
her daughter starts kindergarten this year, and she's keeping her home. She doesn't want her to wear masks. I have to wear it every day. It's virtual learning, which is reductive, obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
Unfortunate.
it's pretty horrible.
It
Mhm.
is.
did you have? Were you able to go to school last year?
No, my university didn't let anyone on campus. No one. We all got kicked out of dorms. Like,
Wow.
it
Wow.
was, yeah, it was pretty bad.
Did the cost of your tuition go down at all?
Not at all.
Wow.
Yeah, not at all.
Do you feel like the learning experience was obviously much less effective last year
Mhm.
than it should have been?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm paying for being able to go to school in person, and most of my classes this upcoming semester are virtual also,
Oh,
and
really?
I don't have a say in that. Only certain classes are offered in person. So yeah, so I'm having to move back to campus, but I'm only being able to go to like two classes in person. Um,
So
yeah.
you have the option of leaving that school and going to another one, or is that not possible with the way you
It's possible, but the school that I'm at right now is I go to like a higher level
live?
education school,
Okay, I got you.
so I would be uncomfortable with moving to a different school just because like I
You're
don't know.
receiving a high quality education where you're going.
I don't know if I do that, but it's
You-
gonna look really good on a degree. So
okay, yeah, yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
yeah.
You want the name of that school on your resume because
Yeah,
Dude.
if I end up having to get a job,
if
right?
you
If I don't,
right
Yeah.
if the
yeah,
housewife thing doesn't work
yeah,
out, then you've got to get some kind of a
How's
just
yeah.
gonna
just
be
for a
like,
little
dude?
while, just a gig for a couple years until the right
Yeah.
man comes along.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
well
I was
that's
like,
good.
man, dude, the
Congratulations, I'm
kids are gonna
excited
be
for
like,
you.
Thank
Mom,
you.
I can't believe you didn't go. You're trying to teach me this bullshit.
Right.
I'm
my
out. Like
Yeah.
three, they just stormed out of the room.
my son's going to be a freshman this year. I'm I'm wanting to make sure he's able to go. I don't even know if they're going to allow him to go to any of his classes or anything.
Hmm.
Just, I personally would have chosen for him to not start at all until after this
Hmm.
is completely cleared up. Do you think that this is going to get cleared up at all in terms of COVID and where you see it headed? Do you think that this is going to get back to normal your lifetime?
I think the virus is gonna go away.
You do.
Well, not go away, right? It might become like a flu or something, but I think that the virus will like calm down. I don't know if we're ever gonna recover from giving the government as much power as we have
Oh,
allowed them to
wow.
have.
Okay.
Um, so in that regards, probably not. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if y'all like affiliate yourself with a political ideology or not, but I'm an anarcho-capitalist.
Oh,
So, I don't appreciate the government stepping in anything. I mean, it's been ridiculous.
I'm an anarchical non-capitalist. I don't
Oh,
believe in
really?
capitalism at all, but I don't believe in
Mm,
government. In fact,
mhm.
I don't believe in money at all.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I
I mean,
feel
that's fine.
yeah. Well, everybody is entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
It's interesting to find somebody so young who has such a strong thought on all the. I'm shocked to be hearing this stuff. To be honest with you, you know.
Um, I mean, I think it's a symptom of like early interactions with the internet and like non-regulated
Yeah, it makes
right
sense.
by parents, and that's um and but you know it's also just like a result of education, like self-education.
Do
So
you feel like the people that are your age that you communicate with are they as well versed on what's going on in the world as you are?
yes, but that's because I choose my circles
Right.
specifically. I don't think that most people are like the people that I interact with on here. Absolutely not.
Right, right.
Totally fair.
I'll be honest with you. I'm completely stunned at everything I'm listening to you say because I resisted even going on this. What is it called?
Omegle,
Amigo.
yeah. Marshall's not an internet savvy guy. Look, he's old
Mhm.
school.
Yeah, but
But so you said you're economist basically, right? So what's your take on where the economy is headed, the direction?
Well, I'm a capitalist, so I don't appreciate it. You know, there's very few parts of the world that have as many capitalist aspects as America has right now. We're not fully capitalist, right? I don't believe we're truly
Right.
capitalist, but that depends on your definition of capitalism. Um, and so, and we're moving further and further away from that into more of a collective society, which is horrifying. And there's not that many places that you can go right now to escape that. I mean, there are a few, right? But they're all kind of moving in the same direction.
Yeah.
wow.
I've
Mhm.
definitely seen I've seen from my side of it, I'm 38, but I've seen a lot of the younger generation, especially post COVID, tackle wealth differently. So, they some people took COVID as it ruined everything. I have to stay home. I can't work. I can't go to school. And there's a good amount of people who stayed home and said, I'm going to find a way to make as much money as possible.
Mhm.
And they did a phenomenal job. Investment has changed
Oh yeah,
dramatically.
absolutely.
Cryptocurrency is ridiculous. And the entrepreneur life is insane
Mhm.
right now. And
Mhm.
I don't see that changing. I think that will just keep going, and higher education will become a thing of the past. I think that there's going to be schools, obviously, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to do certain things that require vast amounts of knowledge in a very specific, they're going to go to. But I think overall, the generations coming up are going to the higher education, and they're going to just go after and chase easy.
I would agree with you, except for the fact that I didn't go to public school, but I know the people my age who did, who went to like public junior highs and high schools, they're all being pushed towards college. Like there's not really an option.
Well,
They're not given secondary options,
there is an option.
and
They just have to not listen to that and do what they want.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely right. I think that they should.
They turn on Gary
Um,
Vaynerchuk and they tell all of those people to fuck off and they go do their own thing.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, and absolutely they should, right? That should be what happens, right?
Right.
But it's really not, Ben. I and parents too. Most parents who are, you know, closer to your generations, encourage their children to go to college, right? Because they believe that that is, you know, going to lead to a better quality of life for their kids. And I don't think that that's true, but I know very few people who have chosen not to go to college and then have chosen not to, or have chosen not to use their degrees, right, and do something else. Um, and it would be amazing if that would become more the norm, but I see it actually going the opposite way, at least right now. Um, I yeah, and public schools are horrifying.
Yeah.
Right.
um,
Sure.
yeah, because you're being taught how to learn, right? They're trying to teach you how to learn, but they're teaching you how to learn their way, right? Not in the way that's most beneficial to you, and that usually leads to not questioning um, higher authority, which is scary.
Right. If you were advising your own child right now on what course their life should take in terms of education,
Mhm.
what path would you recommend that they go on?
It would really depend on their personality, their learning style, right? I do think that college is beneficial for some people. Um, I think that some people require a schedule, right? Some people aren't as good at like self-educating or learning for themselves, which I would hope that would be something that I could help them develop, right? But I do think that some people are, you know, more suited to be doctors, lawyers, things that require a higher level of education. But I think that I would be more inclined to encourage my kids not to go to college, right? To develop a skill outside of that. And I'm super into investing, so that's, you know, something that I hope to teach my kids about, um, and help them to learn how to utilize. So it really just depends on, you know, their own personality and stuff like that.
What investment advice would you give somebody at the right now who had never invested before but was thinking about getting started?
Who had never invested before. Probably start out in the stock market. Don't start out in cryptocurrency. You know, I just lost like $500 in cryptocurrency, and and I don't see it. I see it going somewhere, right? But it's not as stable as the stock market is, at least not right now.
Right.
So start out in stocks that are have been, you know, steadily increasing their dividends for long periods of time. Like, I mean, even Johnson and Johnson, Coca-Cola, stuff like that. Um, and then as soon as you can, as soon if you're capable of getting enough money to get into real estate, do that like as soon as possible, um, because that is the most stable form of investment.
In terms of being like a property owner or investing in a commercial real estate company?
Um, it depends. I mean, because some people are never going to be able to buy a secondary house, right, to rent out. If you can look into um, the real estate market in your area, and if there's like apartment deals that you can get onto, that usually has a lower level of um,
Yes.
like lower level of risk, and you don't have to give up as much money up front if you don't want to, right? Whatever you put in is what you get out. um, and so that's usually that's what I started out as whenever I was like 13. My parents started like um, helping me get into like apartment deals and stuff like that. And there's usually organizations in your area that help you to find those. Um, and so if you just look up like apartment investments in whatever city you're in, that's usually helpful.
I think that we're going to see a rise in like peer funded crowdfunding type investment move where you can put in $50 into a massive scale thing and own 0.25% of something.
Yeah.
I think we'll see a lot more of that as far as fundraising goes, just to get people's feet wet in it. I do play in the stock market. I like the options game. I like the high risk, high reward shit. But it
Hmm.
goes both ways, man. You know, you can put money in. To me, the stock market is not real. None of it's real. It
Hmm.
honestly,
Yeah.
if you step back and think at it, it makes no sense whatsoever. You don't own anything. Let's be perfectly clear. You own jack shit. And the
Yeah, that's
company,
true.
the company does not get any of the money if the stock goes up unless they sell a public offering.
Hmm.
So in terms, if you put a $500 in, I put $585 in the call options. Where it hit $70, it was at $33.
Hmm.
Rocketed to 70 that day, and I cashed out $17,000 out of
Hmm.
AMC from $500.
Hmm.
And that's crazy. Where'd that money come from?
Yeah.
Someone tell me, because no one can explain it to me. Now I YOLO'd it and lost a whole bunch of it, but I didn't cry over it because look, it was never in front of me. It was just
Well,
another
that
video game.
money comes from like
Where does it
the
come
the
from?
it comes from other people willing to buy from you, right? You are
Not the options.
well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I just bought
Um,
contracts. I paid $585 for some contract. It was
mhm,
honestly, I think it was I had like 7 contracts. It wasn't even that many. And
mhm.
somehow those generated a large sum of money, and people are doing that every day, and it goes up and down. But at the end of the day, no physical anything is ever exchanged in the stock market. You're not buying. You're not gonna have a book of stock certificates over here that
That's
you're
yeah,
trading.
that's true.
So it's
And
just weird.
yeah, it's weird, right? It is,
It
but
is.
I don't really care.
I don't care either. I just think it's fascinating that we,
Mhm.
in a
Yeah.
way, people look down on cryptocurrency, and then in the same way, I'm like, well, it's all legitimately
Mhm.
just digital money at this point. It truly
Yeah.
exists until we put it in our bank account. We go to the bank and we demand something physical.
Yeah,
Till then,
absolutely.
it's just a video
Mhm.
game, and we win, we lose, and we feel good, and we feel.
Mhm. Yeah, but I enjoy cryptocurrency like as an idea, right? But the issue right now is there's very few things that you can actually like trade for
Right.
cryptocurrency, right? Unless you're like interacting with other people who are super invested in it.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
It keeps
mhm.
saying, will it go up? Will it go up? Bitcoin to 100 grand, and that's insane. I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
eventually, sure, but come on, people. Dogecoin to $1. It has to literally, you have
Mhm.
to put in right now in Bitcoin's at 44 grand. So 1.5 times the amount of overall money in Bitcoin for it to go to
Yeah.
$100,000.
Mhm.
That's a crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Eventually we'll get there, but we'll move on. We'll let you keep your night
Well,
going. We appreciate you
here's
talking
what I
to
was
us.
gonna say. We should have you as our economic. We should go to you for our economic our youth perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give me you restore my faith because when I think my son doesn't know anything about anything.
I promise you, your son knows what a freaking AMC ape is. I promise you that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it probably does.
He knows.
Maybe more than I realize. Well, anyway, you're very impressive. I wish you the
Yes.
very best of luck. I think you're selling yourself
Thank you.
short. I hope that you decide that you're gonna do some things outside of your household. Obviously, that's an important job,
Oh,
but
wow. Okay.
you should do some things with your own life, uh, because I think that would you would be denying society your skills if you don't.
You know, I I I actually disagree with that, right? I think that raising kids is, the best thing that you can do to help society, and I think that it's the most honorable thing that you
Oh,
could ever do.
I don't. I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah, and
downplaying that.
so if I went into biomedical engineering, or I ended up getting my graduate's degree in economics, anything that I'm going to be able to contribute through that career is going to be taking away from me
Wow,
raising children,
wow,
and so I think that that's a trade-off that I'm not willing to make.
wow.
All
You,
right.
hey man, you have a solid plan. I hope
We'll
it works
see.
out
We'll
exactly
check
the way
back
you want.
on you after you have a kid, and after about 2.5, 3 years, you're gonna be like, listen, mommy's gotta get a job. I'll see you in like 8 years, you little bastard.
Have a good night,
You
y'all.
You
too.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.